Hi everyone, welcome to Carter Creations. In today's video, we're going to finish up the journal that we started in the last video, and today we're going to put in our signature and the pockets on the inside. So, just to kind of recap, this was a Walmart mailer that I covered the front and the inside with the brown packing paper that we all get in our packages. And then I just took some linen and covered the outside, since I haven't quite decided even yet on the second video, what I'm going to do on the front. So there is the journal. And then on the pages, I have picked some digitals from Twisted Paper Studio, the Tall Skinny off of her Etsy shop. And then I also backed some of her digitals with digitals from my Porch Prints, the junk journal filler pages. So please go on Etsy and support those two shops. And so the inside is probably where the most color is going to be in the journal. So I've already separated them and kind of put them where I wanted them, so that's why I'm not unclipping them. I have inserted some book pages that'll make smaller pages in here that we can do flip outs on, and I've done some coffee dyed paper, some dictionary, and then, oops, here we go, and some actual book page from an old book I had on my shelf. So thought we'd just jump right in and just go ahead with getting it situated where we want it to sew it in. And I thought I would just do the standard 3-hole pamphlet stitch. So let me grab a couple large paper clips to kind of hold it in place. And you always want to make sure you fold the cover up so you make sure you get the signatures snug up against the center there. Then I'm just going to put these on the opposite side that I have my clips. And I got these clips at the Dollar Tree. So let's get that put on there. And then I always just kind of look at the bottom to see, make sure there's no gaps and that it's even here on the tops and the sides. And it is, so I'm just going to go ahead and I just eyeball where I want my center, my center to be. And I just use an awl that I got this whole box off of Amazon. So then and make sure you close your journal when you're getting ready to poke, so that's going to make sure all your papers and everything line up every time. So then I just make sure you push it all the way through. And then I kind of come up here a little over an inch, close it once again, push it through. I open it to try to make sure I'm eyeballing it closely. And then we'll put that third one in. And then I already have my thread picked out, or my waxed thread, and I've already put it through my needle because I know if I tried to do that on camera, we'd be here for a good 5 minutes. So then I just do the standard. I'm gonna have it tie here in the middle with the butterfly. So you just go out through the middle. Okay. Then I usually go down through the bottom. Up through out through the top. pull this out and get this kind of cleaned up. And then back through the center. And you want to make sure that you don't split that wax thread that you're coming through around it. See, you can already tell I'm having some issues getting straight through the... Come on now. I can feel it right there, but it's not coming through. There we go. Whew. Okay. And then you want to make sure you have one end on this side of the middle page and one end on this side so that you can pull it taut. And then I always just kind of pull it over to make sure there's no loops or gaps, that it is tight. And then I try to do a square knot. And then left over right. And I don't know if it truly is a square knot. I like to think I do it. And then I like to keep it all tied on just so I don't waste as much of the wax thread when you're trying to guesstimate how much to use. And then we'll just cut it off there. And we'll undo all of it. And there we go. We have sewn in our signatures, and one thing I did not check was to make 100% sure none of the images are upside down. So this will give you a better look of the pages I chose for this journal. So I tried to make sure that I have quite a few pages in here that are just dedicated to journaling. And then there's the gorgeous center with the butterfly. We'll just kind of do a little flip through here so you can see. And then these, like I said, we can put some washi tape on and have a flip out, or we can just do a little embellishing on them and leave them as is. So these digitals are just gorgeous. Okay, we're coming to the end. And there we have it, all sewn in. And now, everything to the side. Let's put our needle away before we lose it on the desk somewhere. And then it falls to the floor and I step on it. Would not be good. Okay, I just got some of this lace from Hobby Lobby. And I just thought it would look nice to kind of cover this end where I didn't quite get it as straight as I would like it when I was cutting it. So I just thought if we would put a little pocket maybe up here, that it might look nice. Or do we want to put it all the way down here? Choices, choices. I think I might put it all the way down to just kind of make it look finished there. So I'm going to take my fabric scissors and just eyeball where I would like to cut it. Hopefully we'll cut straight, which I don't think I am. Sometimes I'm very precise and measure everything, and then other times I just eyeball it and wing it and let it go. And either way is good. Sometimes it's very freeing to just eyeball and just go with the flow. And then on other journals, you just get a sense of them that you need to be precise. So you just I let the journal let me know which way she wants to go. Okay, let's line it up here. Again. Okay. And then I'm just going to take Fabri-Tac and glue it that way. So and I don't want to get it too close to the, and then I just grab an old jar to put my glue in to keep it ready. And you don't want to get it too close so that when your pages flip back and forth, it's not scrunching up your lace there. Then we'll just go around the base, bottom here. Okay, let's move this over here. And then let's get this second back pocket put on. Got a lid, quite a dollop of glue there. Once again, try not to get it too close so it doesn't interfere with, and try to match them up so that one's not higher than the other. Okay. Whoops, sorry about the camera there. Okay, well, pull that down just a little bit. And there is what we've done today. We've sewn in the signature, we put in the pockets, and on the third installment of this video, I hope to have figured out what to do on the cover. So I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you could, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'd appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Bye.